Welcome to episode 60 of Sorry for the Delay. I'm your editor, Mia. This week, the boys celebrate their 60th episode milestone, while Sean navigates through sickness. They also address a viewer's question about relocating to Washington. Sean gives a candid review on new trends, specifically Trader Joe's mystery bags. All that and more. Enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to Sorry for the Delay, episode number 60. Joshua, this is a grandest moment. This is 60 episodes. And before we start, we're just going to call this the Sean is sick as fuck episode. For those of you can probably hear it in my voice. So Joshua's going to be carrying most of this episode. This is we'll see how well this goes.
Yeah, here we go.
Thank you guys for joining us. 60 episodes, Joshua. Congratulations on 60. It's a pretty big event. The week before Thanksgiving, the biggest day of the year for home chefs. Just like myself, unlike you, call back to last week, the ungracious host here.
Yeah, right.
And Joshua, how are you doing? What's in your cup? Answer all the questions that we do here.
Well, tragically, I started my day off today with an accident. Now this is a very avoidable accident. And when I get into this, you're gonna be like, "Holy shit, dude! Why did this happen?" Or it's pretty obvious why this did happen. So, I woke up, made breakfast, did all the normal shit, and then I was like, you know what? I got to put ice in my water bottle before I go to work and before I do all these things, right? So, what did I do? I washed my hands, cleaned my hands off before I go to grab my ice, right?
Okay.
But after I washed my hands, I didn't dry my hands thoroughly enough. So what ended up happening? This ended up happening right here. I tore the skin off my fingertips because when I grabbed the ice, literally the ice ripped the skin off the tip of my fingertips. So this guy's pretty happy. This guy's not happy. He's kind of pissed. So if you wash your hands, don't go grab an ice right afterwards, because like that what's that movie, the one where the kid gets his tongue stuck to the pole when he licks
Christmas Story?
A Christmas Story or Dumb and Dumber. So that
shit.
shit happened to me, but it happened to my fingers. So
Joshua, this is the first time I think I've ever encountered somebody or a situation that has happened to anybody that I know of. Like, I never once have had the skin ripped off my fingertips by collecting ice with my bare hands. Like, that, is it, I make a lot of comments on your age, but this is a legitimate question. Is it just because you're older now and like your skin's kind of sagging and like
I don't think so.
Like, because I've never done that, and I've washed my hands before grabbing the ice. So I don't know, man. Do you just have some really cold ice? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so because when I opened the freezer, it just kind of like I don't want to call it steam, but it's that icy kind of mist coming out of there. So I immediately I stuck my hand in there like a handful of ice, and as soon as I did that, I knew that I made the mistake because it instantly fused to my skin. And I was holding my hand like this, and all the ice was stuck to it. So I had to grab each individual piece of ice and peel it off of my hand.
Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just rinse it under warm water? Like,
again, I'm dumb.
Well, it's well deserved then, good sir. I'm glad we got 5 new guests on this podcast today.
Yeah, you do. These are all of them. These are all the 5 new guests right here.
Oh man,
but
you drinking anything today, buddy?
Am I drinking it? Yeah, I'm always drinking something, man. So today,
water last time.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, well, I'm still drinking something, but yeah. So today, I don't know. It's a night episode. So if you're just tuning in, we're doing a night recording here. So tonight, I kept it simple. I did a little bucanas, bucanas over ice. The pineapple bucanas over ice, and it's the easy sip. So if you've never tried it, try the bucanas just over ice. It's actually pretty tasty. Cheers. What about you?
Cheers, buddy. I'm with you on that. Hey, I'd like to apologize in advance, everybody. As I mentioned in the beginning of the episode, I'm pretty sick. So if you hear me coughing off, I'm trying to cough off mic. So I apologize, Mia. I'm more sorry for you later when you're editing this. So sorry. But Joshua, I am drinking something. I can't not celebrate 60 episodes without something in my cup. And today, I got this before I got sick, by the way, everybody, just so we know. I'm not out there buying these things while I'm sick. But today I am drinking a Poffic.
The true alcoholic. Sorry.
Inferno. This is another barrel-aged whiskey wine. This is barrel-aged for 60 days. It's a red blend. I'm not really a big fan of red blends, but I have not had this one, so I'm going to try this one for everybody. And cheers, buddy. Happy 60 episodes.
Yeah,
thank you guys for watching.
Episodes.
Thank you for listening. We really do appreciate it. It's been fun. I'm just going to take this to my grave now.
Yeah, it's been very, very fun. But I do have one other question to ask you, Sean.
Oh, that tastes like poo. I don't like that one.
It tastes like shit. Is it bad?
It's weird.
It's weird, he says.
It's weird. Ooh. It tastes like hang on, before you get into that, Joshua. It tastes like caramels, like old people caramel, fuck, I can't even speak today.
Did you say old people?
Yeah, it tastes like old people.
It tastes like old people. What do old people taste like? I always thought it was
like
baby
caramel.
powder.
Old people taste like caramel. This is what this tastes like. It tastes like caramel, but not in a good way. It tastes like really artificial. This is gonna be a
good drink.
That's gonna be something today.
It's gonna be the smooth one. Yeah. Well, we're barely into this, so hopefully it gets better. It's one of those as it gets better, the more you have of it. I don't
know if it is, Joshua. I guess I'll let it open up a little more.
So besides the ice fiasco this morning, I had a question, because we've talked about like road rage, and we've talked about things that happen to people while they're driving, right? So today, on my way to work, I was kind of running late. I got behind somebody who was not driving at least the speed limit, right?
Okay.
Okay, they weren't so I know what the speed limit is, so I'm just like, so I jump in behind them. I'm being courteous at first, but the light I'm getting to, if you don't catch it on a green or you don't catch the cycle, you end up sitting there long enough to make you run late if you're already running late, if you don't catch my drift.
Got it.
So what I did is I decided to kind of like nudge the situation.
Oh God, what does that mean?
So I decided to kind of like roll closer to somebody, to the back of the car, closer than I normally would. You could still fit like a small person between the front bumper and you could still fit something, a ball or something like you just get close enough, right?
Damn, it's that close, huh? Okay.
I wasn't right on top. Let's just say I wasn't right on top. Things could still get between us. So I nudged this person along, and I'm kind of mumbling like, come on, so if they were looking in the rearview mirror, they might have seen my lips moving a little bit. I wasn't cussing. I wasn't waving the arms. I wasn't doing the classic, like, hurry up, bitch, like people do. But I was kind of gracefully, I felt like, nudging this person along, right? Okay. So they got through the yellow, and I'm not going to say I ran a red light, but it probably was red. It looked red in my rearview mirror. I'll just put it that way. It wasn't. I know it was no longer yellow. It was red. Back behind me, it was red. So I got through it. So we got further down the road, and there's a split in the road where I take my turning lane and they take their turning lane. So we kind of part. We kind of Y off, right? Okay. As we start to part ways, I notice the driver's side window starting to go down. And at that moment, I had to ask myself, should I look to my right or should I just stay the course and not look at all? So,
okay.
Like,
is that the question?
I guess the question is, so I didn't look right. So I don't know what happened. Okay. I don't know if they gave me the bird, like I gracefully take, off and on because my blinkers don't work on my truck. So I'm used to getting flipped off. This is normal for me. But I don't normally tailgate people. This is something I don't do. I'm not an asshole like that, but I had to get to work. So the question is it appropriate or is it justified to nudge somebody forward? You're not waving your arms. You're not cussing at them. You're not being that kind of aggressive, but you do ride up on them with a smile. Is is that okay? Or are you still an asshole if you're doing it with a smile? You know what I mean? Are you still like, but they're going under the speed limit. I'm trying to justify this. So like, I want to know your take on this.
If they're going under the speed limit, then you are justified in like tailgating them, basically. Like, because for one, a cop will pull you over if you're going under the speed limit as well as going above the speed limit. So there's that. So I don't know. I don't think you were in the wrong in any situation here. Like the only thing I could think of is if you were wrong is if you were like tailgating them and like flipping them the bird at the same time. So
yeah, there was no aggression. If anything, I was doing with a smile. Like I said, I was riding him with a smile.
Yeah. I don't think you're in the wrong here. I think you're totally fine. But it would have been fun for you to like turn over to the left and looked over and been like,
yeah.
Go faster.
I thought about it. There was a moment I'm like, man, do I really want to start the day off getting flipped off? Like, it's happened before, but I just didn't know if today was the day I wanted to have that experience before I got to work, before I got there. So, but you would do it like, so you're in agreement? Like, you would just kind of nudge them like.
Yeah, I mean, if they're taking their sweet fucking time, I'm gonna be right there, right behind them. So why not? I wouldn't use the word nudge. It sounds like you're hitting them with your car, but I would definitely get behind them pretty closely. So
I mean, I'm gonna just like I probably through, like how racers the Windstream. I'm gonna say that I saved him gas. We were more efficient with me riding that closer to that person. So I'm. Yeah, but I'm glad you're kind of on board with that shit because that would kind of suck.
Cool.
Yeah, but that's
wonderful story. Buddy.
That was my extra. That was my extra bit of besides ripping off my fingers and my skin and all that. That was another fun thing that happened to me this morning.
Yeah, you're ripping off your fingers though. That's good. That's some good shit.
Not very smart on my part, for sure.
Oh man, buddy. Hey, let's go ahead and get to the newsroom now. I know we got a bunch of topics in there that I want to hit on. You want to slide it? You want to slide into week
the newsroom?
Before Thanksgiving? Yeah, slide us over, baby.
Let's get on over to the old newsroom, everybody.
Yeah, baby.
All right, Sean. Got a couple things going on today.
Yes, we do. Look at this. All right. So I'll give you guys the topics that we have on here. So the first one is viewer questions. The next one is new trends. The one after that is internet or bust. The one below that is, are you sponge or a brick? And then the last one is Thanksgiving theme parties. So let's go ahead and do viewer questions, Joshua. This is a weird one.
So viewer questions. So I like we always say, we appreciate all of you. And some of you have feedback and some of you have questions, which I really enjoy.
Oh, God.
A lot. I enjoy the engagement. So this question, there's only one of them, but this question was for you, Sean, by one of our viewers.
Oh, God.
One of our listeners. So the question was for you, Sean, was why did you choose to move up to Washington? What was the motivation? What was the reasoning behind? So yeah, nothing weird. It's a very
I thought it was going to be a weird one.
It's very PG.
I was in defensive mode.
Yeah, no, super cool. So that's the question: is what was the reasoning behind it? Why?
Yeah, no, for sure. Realistically, if you want the honest answer is I wanted to be closer to Funko, and that is the legit honest answer. So there's a Funko. The original Funko store is up here in Everett. So I wanted to move here specifically for that. Other than that, I really love the city of Seattle. I love the gray. I love the rain. I love all the artists and musicians who've come from this city, people who still come to this city to write all this amazing music and artwork. That's like the biggest reason. So there's not much more to it other than I ain't getting any younger. And, I had the opportunity to do it. And so I was like, fuck it, let's do it. So that's pretty much it. But really, realistically, it's just to be closer to Funko so I can get all these cute little bad boys here. And there's a whole bunch more off screen that nobody can see. So,
Sean does. John does have a shit ton. I can confirm that. All right, cool. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought you were gonna say, but I thought you could have added. I wanted to go look for Bigfoot or some shit like that.
Oh, but, yeah. Here, let's give TikTok a reason here. Here you go, TikTok and Instagram. The reason why I moved up to Seattle is because I wanted to hunt Bigfoot find some UFOs. 5 helpful tips on how to find UFOs and Bigfoot. Coming up right now. Did anybody catch that? Is anybody going to listen to that?
TikTok. Yeah. As always, thank you, TikTok.
Thank you for the question, by the way. I do appreciate it. And Joshua, thank you for bringing it. So if anybody has any more questions, leave them in the comments. We tried to respond to most of the comments, or at least leave a little heart emoji on there if that makes it laugh or makes us laugh. So thank you.
Yeah, we're all about engagement. That's for sure.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, moving on.
New trends.
So new trends. So new trends, Sean. So in order to talk about new trends, I'm going to have to slide over into what is normally the puzzle room, but we've kind of modified the room a little bit. So we're going to slide over there real quick.
Sure.
Okay. So new trends. It was brought to my attention that there's a new thing that's happening right now, and it has to do with Trader Joe's. So I guess at Trader Joe's right now, they have these things called mystery bags. And inside these mystery bags, there is a set of 4 different style bags. And I wanted to get your take on the 4 bags that were inside the mystery bags that they're doing now. These pictures were also provided by a viewer. So thank you to the viewer, the listener, for providing these images, because they went out, they bought the mystery bag, and they decided to share these photos with us. So I want to get yeah. So I want to get your take on these bags, Sean. I want to get your opinion. You know what you think of these bags. So I present to you bag number 1. How do you feel about bag number 1?
Horrible. I hate this bag. Just right off the get-go. This is just lazy ass design, dude. Like last week we did our episode, and at the end of that episode we had the graphics for the shirt logos. Mm-hmm. This bag is what I would use to mock up the stuff that I would make. This is just a mock-up. This is someone got lazy and we're like, we just got to put it out. Just put it out. They're going to buy it. They're going to buy it. They're going to buy it. That's what this bag is.
This
one specifically.
Would you say this bag is at least good enough to put your dog poo in? Like, would you even use this bag?
Yeah, for sure. Like, sorry. So for people listening, the bag is a Trader Joe's bag. It is yellow, almost like an old paper in color, with red imagery of, I will name just a few here, a giant pretzel, a pilgrim hat, the Liberty Bell, a skull for some reason, the old-timey American flag, and a lightning bolt. There's a whole bunch of other stuff on there, but it is like stark red, like if you wrote it with your blood kind of thing. And then Trader Joe's name is off-centered, which is real fucking annoying, in a blue, almost American blue color. And it's just...
Right, so you're giving this one, so somebody who takes pride in design, you're not doing this. Someone got lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so AI could have generated something better than this shit.
AI could have made something 10 times better than this, and has already. But if we're, I'll give it a scale of 10. All right. So if I'm going on a scale of 10, this is a 3. This is a 3 out of 10.
We're going with 3. Okay, so bag number 2. All right. What do you think about bag number 2?
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Okay.
Come on.
I will describe this. Let me describe this to the audience that are listening. This is another Trader Joe's bag, with the bottom third of the bag being the White House. Quite literally standing on top of the White House is a red rooster. To the left of the red rooster is what I assume to be either cranberries or hullberries or some type of berry, bush, tree branch. And then the center of those two things is a white and red air balloon. And that's all center frame. And then you go to the top frame of this bag, which is an American bald eagle holding what looks to be a fork and a red ribbon. I can't read what the red ribbon says, Joshua, but I'm going to assume it's something like Trader Joe's, Freedom, or some shit like that.
No, it actually says Washington, D.C., Trader Joe's.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
And it's the background on this is just a real deep, well, it's a light blue, but it's real saturated is what the word I was looking for. A real saturated blue. I
like this bag too. Okay,
I mean,
do you like it better than the other one?
This is better than the other bag for sure. So I'm giving this one a 4. 4 out of 10. Yeah, 4 out of 10. Because it's not a 5, because your 5 is going to be like the average bag, you know? Like that's your average like Trader Joe's bag. That's a 5 out of 5 or 5 out of 10. This is like a 4. So it's something.
All right. That was awesome. Okay, bag number 3.
All right. Okay. All right. This next bag is better than the last bag. I'll give them that. And let me describe this again. The background of this bag is a green, like a forest green, almost like baby puke green with if you took like your paintbrush and you flicked a bunch of white on it to look like little stars. In the center of frame is a blue guitar. To the left of the blue guitar I think those are, it's a type of flower. Carnations in pink and red. And then if you go back to center of frame, to the right of the guitar is a moon with a monarch butterfly underneath it and on top of the guitar. It's so hard to describe these. These are so abstract. This one in particular, Joshua, is like one that a child painted. So that's how I feel about this. As if like I gave this to my nephew and I was like, here you go, buddy. Paint me whatever you want. And they were like, okay. And they painted this bag.
Are they getting better though? Are we making progress on these? They just like
I would say we're kind of. I don't know.
Okay,
this one kind of goes a step back because it's like hand painted. The other one was like, at least the bag before it was like you copy and pasted, pictures.
Yeah.
This is like you hand painted this bag. And so I don't know if that's a step forward or a step backward. So I'm gonna give it like a 3.5. 3.5 out of 10.
Okay,
so.
3.5 out of 10. All right. Okay, so for the final mystery bag, Trader Joe mystery bag, and Sean's review of these bags,
God damn it,
is this little guy.
Okay, this one is literally like you painted a bag. All right, I'll try. I don't know what flowers these are, but again, the background on this one is puke green, baby poop green, and there are a bunch of flowers. You got 2 on the top, 2 on the middle, and then 2 on the bottom, in red and pink colors. And in the middle is almost like an old colonial frame, in a very nice blue color, with the words "Alabama the Beautiful." And this one's not the worst. So I guess I'd give this one probably a 5, because this one at least is something that feels like a little average. So I'd give this a 5 out of 10. That's a 5 out of 10 bag right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. So needless to say, out of all the bags, this is your winner. This is your favorite. This made the mystery bag worth it?
No, definitely no. No, if I got all of these bags, I would kind of be disappointed with what I got. I will say that my favorite would so if we're in my favorites here, this is not my favorite, but it is higher on the ranking in terms of design. My favorite would probably be the red fucking rooster one, because that one is so random and just abstract that I enjoy that one a little bit better. So that would probably be my favorite. This bag I will take with me to not be embarrassed when I'm going to the Trader Joe's. So, but other than that, no. If I got these bags in that mystery set, I'm sorry, but I think you spent more money than you should have. So
that was your favorite bag.
This is my favorite bag. Yeah, freedom, freedom in America. America. So I would say that's probably my favorite, just because it's so fucking weird that it just kind of works, I guess. But still, as far as the design aspect, they all don't work, except that last one. That last one does work.
So the fun part of this was, I was told which bag was their favorite.
Oh,
And would you like to say anything? Would you like to say any type of apologies, or would you like to say anything to the listener, to the viewer that does have a favorite here?
let me just start by saying, hey, I'm a little sick. I'm a lot of sick, and sometimes when you're sick, your brain really doesn't function enough. You know, the lack of oxygen, and drinking this wine's probably not helping. But I stand by my statements. As a graphic designer myself, I stand by everything. Everything design is subjective. So
Okay.
There's that. Thank you for watching for the last time.
and to the viewer, the listener, I did not tell Sean which one was your favorite. So all of this was organic. All of this was true from Sean's heart and his honest opinion.
I should have known.
So thank you for the photos. Thank you for the question.
Everybody's gonna hate me now.
Thank you. That was awesome.
All right. So what was the favorite? Lay it on me.
The favorite was the last one I showed you.
Oh, okay. I don't feel too bad then. Because that one. Wait, the last one you showed, like the one I liked, or the?
No. It was. I'll go back real quick. Yeah, it was that one.
Oh, okay. Alabama the Beautiful. All right.
Yeah, Alabama.
We're good. We're good.
That was
just saying that got the highest ranking. Just pointing that out there.
It did. That's why I was like, well, he picked this one as the highest ranked one, but he still shit on it, and he liked the other one better.
I got to give my honest critiques, you know?
Yeah. So thank you to the listener, the watcher. That was awesome. Providing all those images and participating, because we love that shit. So moving on.
Thank you again. We do appreciate that.
Sean, this I think floated into your head, and
it did.
I want to know what this is all about here.
I do want to get to this one, but I need a little break here. So let's go ahead and do the AI generated song this week.
All right, I'm ready.
Before we get to the internet or bust topic, so let me go ahead and share my screen with Joshua and the people watching at home. For those of you listening, just keep listening. You know how this works by now. So, Joshua, we're continuing our story from last week. So last week, if you missed the AI song, the story was basically a turkey was taking revenge on the human race for years and years of slaughter and murdering of its people. This song, Joshua, the turkey finds a new interest in a human. This song is called Turkey's Tango, Joshua. And again, try to pay attention to the lyrics. If not, go ahead and check out the lyrics on sorryforthedelay.live. And we'll have them on there on the latest episode, and you guys can read them, or even in the description below in the YouTube link. But here you go, Joshua. Turkey's Tango.
Ruffled plans in motion. Turkeys rise with pure devotion. Human heartstrings caught my eye. Love and water mixed up sky. Pecking orders dreams to lead, but her kindness planted seeds. World domination shifting ground. Love can turn a heart around. Gonna win this war of hearts. Turkey's Tango breaking charts. From a coop to human smiles. Love and plots and reconcile. She saw past my vengeful claws. Humanity ain't full of flaws. Feathers soft and heartbeats loud. soaring past the cloud. Dreams of conquest fading quick. Human warmth, it makes me tick. No more battles, no more fight. Just this love and glowing light. Gonna win this war of hearts.
Well, there you go, buddy. That is your AI song for the week. Thank you guys for listening to that. Joshua, how'd you feel about that story?
I like, I'm gonna have to go back again. I should have, like I said on last episode, and if you haven't heard me say this before, I tend to listen to the beat and the rhythm and everything, and then I kind of like have to circle back and hear the song a few more times before the lyrics kind of sink in. So from like the rhythm and the flow, and I did enjoy that. It's a good little flow state kind of vibey song.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'll have to go back and listen to the lyrics because I know it.
Go back and read them. It's pretty interesting. To summarize real quick, basically the turkey finds love in a human and tries to put all the negative energy back away. So this will conclude next week with the ending, which will be a little interesting. So there's that.
Okay.
But yeah,
okay. I can
that
dig
that,
it.
Joshua.
I can dig it. And I don't think this is an appropriate time.
Sure.
But I too have a story. And I too
think it is an appropriate time. Anything that'll keep me from talking. I love it.
You want me to slide over the part 2?
Yes,
of the story.
Yes. I would love a part 2 to your story with Sebastian, Joshua. Okay. I think the people have been waiting long enough since the last 2 weeks where you left us all with a cliffhanger that was disappointing. So yes, I think we're all ready.
It was meant to do that. It wasn't supposed to be a very long story. It was just to kind of to introduce you to this young man named Sebastian. Going through these trials and moving away from home.
Not every director's movie have to be a great one,
Yeah.
Sometimes a director puts out like a Cars 2 or a
Sharknado 18
or a Sharknado
like
18. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what's up with these Sharknados? How come they keep coming back?
Yeah, Joshua, lay it on us.
All right.
We're still flowing here. We're still about halfway through.
All right, so let's see if we can get the technology that is in our hands to.
Well, Joshua's doing that. Hey, thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much for listening. We are about halfway through, so whether you're doing your workout or you're sketching or you're just hanging out with us, we do really appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for doing that. Joshua has pulled up the video of his story. Thanksgiving Tale. I'll have to point out tail is written Tail, as in like bird tail or
got a
dog tail like that.
Yeah, it's got a tail to it. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I wrote it. I don't know. All right. You ready,
All right,
Sean?
buddy,
And it starts kind of quick. So if any of y'all did see the first part of this story, it's gonna just jump right into it. So some of this may make sense to you, it may not. So you're gonna have to circle back because I didn't do the whole what happened last time here. So here we go. If it decides to work.
Normally, Sebastian would wake up to a sea of text messages and missed calls from his now ex-girlfriend. But luckily for him, this wasn't the case. Either way, there was something different, and he could feel it. With no text messages to respond to and the fear of his ex banging at his door, he jumped in the shower. The shower water was lukewarm, and the breakfast cereal tasteless, almost like cardboard. Everything seemed just a shade off. With things seemingly going well, he then realized he had no clean clothes. Sebastian had thrown his clothes in to be washed the night before, but must have fallen asleep. Frustrated, he threw on his work clothes. Sebastian nearly gagged because these were the same clothes he wore the night before. Sebastian worked at an all-you-can-eat buffet, where he spent the night cleaning toilets, and that night the $1.99 special was chili beans and sweet corn. With the morning slipping away, he decided it was time to head out. Walking down his walkway, he looked down the road and didn't see one car. Sebastian thought this was a little odd since it wasn't garbage day. Sebastian loved garbage day. Every Thursday when the garbage truck came around, Sebastian could hear his neighbor yelling at the top of his lungs to not give him a ticket. Once his neighbor came out in his birthday suit swinging a giant sausage at him. That morning was awesome, Sebastian thought to himself. Sebastian made his way to his truck and jumped in. As he slowly backed out of his driveway, Sebastian adjusted his rearview mirror and saw a young girl. And in fear, he immediately slammed on his brakes. Sebastian turned to get out and check, but she vanished, as if she was never there. Officially freaked out now, Sebastian couldn't get out of that neighborhood any faster. The only saving grace of the day was that this was Sebastian's day off from his mundane job, scrubbing toilets, and he was headed to his favorite beach. On the freeway, the lack of traffic was unsettling. The few cars he did see had drivers with eerily focused expressions. One car passed him. The driver's face twisted into a menacing smile before accelerating away. The city streets were no different, empty and silent, amplifying his growing unease. Reaching the beach, the sight took his breath away. The waves rolled in, each break perfect and rhythmic, almost too perfect. Sebastian couldn't shake the feeling that the world had shifted ever so slightly, and he was the only one who noticed. Sebastian found a spot on the sand and sat down, the waves crashing in a hypnotic symphony. Despite the surreal beauty of the scene, a persistent feeling of unease gnawed at him. He tried to recall his dream, the one that had felt so vivid upon waking. It was just out of reach, like a name on the tip of his tongue. As he sat there, watching the horizon, a chill ran down his spine. The sun climbed higher, but it did little to dispel the cold that seemed to seep from the very ground beneath him. He couldn't shake the sensation that he was being watched. Glancing around, he saw no one. The beach was empty. Despite all the mixed feelings, and that random guy on the freeway, and the girl that vanished on him, Sebastian had a great day at the beach. With no soul around but his own, Sebastian had the beach and all the waves to himself. The day passed in a blur of strange occurrences and fleeting glimpses of things that vanished when he looked directly at them. By the time the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in deep purples and reds, Sebastian felt more exhausted than he had in a long time. He got up, dusted the sand off his clothes, and made his way back to his car. Driving home, the streets were still empty, the houses dark. It was as if the world had paused, waiting for something. Pulling into his driveway, he noticed a faint glow coming from his living room window. Cautiously, he entered his house. In the center of the room stood the young girl he had seen in the rearview mirror that morning. She looked at him with wide, unblinking eyes. Sebastian's heart pounded in his chest. "Who are you?" he managed to ask, his voice barely more than a whisper. The girl pointed to the wall behind him. Turning, Sebastian saw a calendar with today's date circled in red. Underneath, in a child's handwriting, were the words, "Remember your promise." His mind raced. He had no recollection of any promise, no memory that explained this cryptic message. When he turned back to the girl, she was gone. The room was empty, and the chill in the air had intensified. Sebastian knew he wouldn't find peace until he uncovered the mystery of his dream and the promise he had supposedly made. As he settled into bed that night, the unease lingered. A silent companion, he drifted into a restless sleep, haunted by shadows of memories that felt both familiar and foreign. The line between dream and reality blurred, leaving him questioning everything he thought he knew. But one thing was apparent. Sebastian knew his time away from his family was over.
Okay. All right. All right, Josh. Well, I fucks with that. That was better than the last one that you gave us.
Hey, this is the second time I've ever done any type of editing or audio or text. So, hey,
It was good.
I'm working on it, everybody.
You guys got to come over to Sorry for the Delayed Out Live. Check out the visuals for that because there are too many to describe in a podcast, especially that I'm sick. But I would like to go over a few that I wanted to just point out real quick. Sebastian had a It's sorry. So Sebastian had a phone wallpaper of his feet. He's laying in bed taking foot photos, and he has a picture of them as his wallpaper. Like, what? Why?
He's he's keeping up with the times. People make money off feet. Maybe he's part of that.
All right, the other, I brought up three. I wrote down three things so I didn't forget. The next one is what I can only describe as you just going into the restroom and recording yourself pissing for the shower audio. Is that what you did?
No, I didn't do that. I captured that audio from somewhere else. And the description wrote the shower. No, it actually said shower like turning on and yeah. So it wasn't man pissing in toilet or whoever it was. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like for you to go to the restroom the next time you are using the restroom and just listen to the sound that you're making. And you come back and listen to this, and you tell me that they're not the same thing. And Joshua, the last one I have is, what was the comment about him loving garbage day? Like, this kid loves garbage? What?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. Sebastian's got his own things going on, man. He, like the shit that happens on certain days of the week that I think that we all can appreciate, whether it's the guy who shows up with the mail or whoever shows up with your mail or the dog that sneaks into your backyard and takes a shit in your lawn, every Wednesday. Everybody's got a particular day of the week that they just love. Maybe it's Friday, I don't know for you, or Saturday, but everybody's got a day, and Sebastian's got his own, and it revolves around his neighbor who has no place to park, gets tickets all the time. And he just so happened to run outside in his birthday suit one day, just waving a giant sausage around. That happens sometimes.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Well, shit. I can't wait for next week's episode. That was a good one, though, man. I'm proud of you. That was better than last week. And I will say
I'm working on it.
Your editing of visuals is really nice. We got to work on your sound effects levels, though.
Yeah,
those shits are popping. So we got to work that shit out. But other than that, it's great.
Thank you.
So let's speed up. We are down to the last 15 minutes here of the episode. So let's do internet or bust, and let's do sponge or a brick, and we'll save Thanksgiving themed parties for next week when it's actually Thanksgiving.
Perfect.
So Joshua, internet or bust is one that I was thinking of earlier today because something happened to me. So I have a day off. Today was my day off for my mundane job, and
usually
toilets? On my day.
Or what do you do? Or, yeah, that's right. Never mind.
OnlyFans. Yeah, it's OnlyFans.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, only feet. So today was my day off, and usually on my day off is when I work on helping Mia with editing of episodes, or I'm working on the website while Mia edits. And so I was doing a lot of sorry for the delay stuff. And we've already mentioned this before, we use an AI to edit our shorts for us, to bring them down to bite-sized pieces, and then I will go in there, or I'll have Mia go in there, depending on who's got time, to basically make sure everything's good. And like sometimes we have to recut and resize things to adjust it. But what had happened this week was something that's never happened to me before. Joshua, my internet went out for a long period of time. So usually when I'm working on this kind of stuff, I'm usually doing it from 6 a.m. to about 12 p.m. because I usually wake up early no matter what. But today, my internet was down from 9 o'clock last night to about 2 o'clock this morning or this afternoon. And I was unable to do a lot of the, or at least helping with those edits of stuff. But the thing I thought of was, Joshua, do you remember a time when the internet wasn't a big deal? Like you could still get your work done, you could still do all the fun stuff, and you didn't have the internet to worry about it. Because now we're so connected in the internet that if you were to close the internet now, do you think you could function? I mean, I know you could function, but in general, the audience, do you guys think you could function without it? Like, that was the internet or bust that I was thinking about. Like, you either have the internet or you don't got nothing. So
I you know, less internet means less jerking off. I just got to put it that way. So, any teenager that discovered the internet when it first happened was like, wow, I really get to explore now. You know what I'm saying? So sorry, that sounds bad. But you know what? The internet to me is obviously a useful tool. It isn't something I necessarily need personally because I do enjoy the outdoors, just like Sebastian does, you know what I mean? Going to the beach, you know, things like that. But yeah, the internet, if it goes down, I think I'm still making it. Like I can do shit without it. So, but for people who like game and for people who literally get all their information from the internet, probably have a bigger problem than I would have. Because most of my shit I could just use without the internet. I probably what I couldn't do without is electricity. That would really fuck things up. But the internet, I could do without it because it's not an intricate part of my life other than I guess you could say also paying bills and things that are kind of automated.
I don't
in that
believe
system
him.
now.
For the record,
But
I do not believe Joshua. I do not think Joshua can go a week without the internet.
Oh, I could.
That
a week. That's
no,
it.
he could not. Yes, a week, an entire week of not being connected to the internet. That means no cell phone service, no looking at internet pornography, no anything having to do with the outside world. Like I think you can do it, buddy.
I only say that because I did survive so long without it, like because I've always been an outside person. That I would just find things to do in real life.
Yeah, but you're not a kid anymore, buddy.
Yeah.
You're not a kid. You're a 5,700-year-old vampire. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to go outside and kick rocks? Like, you're not going to do that shit. Like,
Good point. Good point. Well, what's cool about the studio I'm in is that a lot of the merch that we're going to be coming out with doesn't need the internet. So if their internet does crash, we may have to restructure how our merchandise is ordered. But I could still disperse product. I could still, do the embroidery. I could still do the prints. I could do the sticker. So I don't need the system. I don't need the internet to keep this production going. I mean, it might affect the actual podcast, but
doing this by myself.
Yeah, the actual, the workflow. Like I could still get things to people. I got the chicken that can lay the egg. I don't need the chicken to be plugged in to lay the egg. I guess you could say like shit can still continue with everything that I got going on. We just would have to restructure things. But internet, I could do without it. I might be healthier from it. I don't know. But
tune in next year when Joshua's New Year's resolution is to do 1 week without the internet. There you go. All right, Joshua, I really want to get to this topic because it's so intriguing to me that I don't care if we go long.
It's not
because I want to hear it.
It's not going to be that.
This topic is: are you sponge or a brick? What are you on about, my dude?
All right, so how I got to the sponge or the brick, and this is I really try to avoid the rants because I think there's two people. Maybe there's more. I mean, it's got to be more than two people, right? There's different kinds of people. You're either a sponge type of person where you have the ability to absorb information, absorb new things. Like you want to learn, you want to create, you can just absorb. You're like soil. You're a seed in the soil, and you can just absorb the nutrients, and you're basically like you can just absorb shit, right? You are the sponge. And then there's the brick people. They always look drunk because you never have a realistic conversation with them. They're just a brick. They're stuck in their ways, and they're just who they are, and that's okay. That's totally okay. Like that's who people are. That's how you're structured. That's how you developed, and that's kind of how you're gonna live and die. Like the rest of us. That's just kind of the cycle. So my I guess question is when it comes to the two faces you see on screen. Like, do you consider yourself a sponge where you can absorb environment, where you can adapt, and you can kind of, or are you going to kind of just be the brick in that environment. And this extends to everybody, you know, because sometimes we got to reflect. And again, this is intended to be a rant or some kind of like psychological fucking thing. But like, I'm just curious, sponge or bricks? Like looking in the mirror, like what's more valuable?
Well, shit, Joshua. That's a real mind blowing question here.
Yeah,
I would
it's
think
a little philosophical. I know.
yeah, I would think for this, I think we're both sponges. I guess. Like I think we're more willing to absorb things, but I will say, I think you're more of a little brick on this one too. I think you're leaning more brick than sponge. So, but I don't think you can help it. I think that's just the way you are. So I think essentially when you boil it down, we're like a scrub daddy. You know, we're hard.
We're hard when
we're
not
hard. Yeah, well, we're not wet. You know, that's the knowledge, right? The knowledge is dripping on us. And so when that knowledge drips on us, we get soft and we absorb like a sponge. So we're scrub daddies, buddy. We're scrub daddies. That's all we are.
I like that. You know what? That's a great analogy. Do you know they got scrub mamas too?
Boom.
They got scrub mamas and they're pink.
Halloween ones, not sponsored, but if you want to send some scrub Halloween ones up here, I'll take them.
I thought that was cool. They come out with the scrub daddies and the scrub mamas, and they had to make them pink. That was interesting. But yeah, that was my curiosity. That was my curious take on a sponge or a brick and reflecting on that information, because I think I tend to be more of a sponge. Like I really like to absorb information, and I'm capable of expelling it. Like when you squeeze a sponge and all the juice comes out of it, like I can do that too. I can expel.
Wouldn't that make you a brick at that point? If you expel your information?
Well, like you get rid of it. You know, I was talking to somebody today, and it's like, I think all of us have so much, you know, terabytes or millibytes or whatever they fucking call it, like what our brain is capable of holding on to. And I think just like a lot of our brains are like sponges, and we're capable of holding on and absorbing stuff, and the rest of it just kind of washes out, and you know, it just goes away. You just do not retain it. And some people's brains are just bricks, and they don't really get past being, you know, a teenager.
Listen, I can go into a whole simulation, world is simulation thing, but I'm not going to do that. So, we're going to go too long.
The world
is
simulation? Oh, that's going to be fun. You do that sometime.
Let's move on to some fun finds. Let's get some fortunes. Let's fucking land this plane.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's get this shit going, because I need to go to bed. I'm getting tired and sicker by the minute, baby.
I'm with you.
So Joshua, do you got any fun finds for the week?
I have a fun find, and it actually turned into a value find, because I didn't even know. It's like one of those things that you see and you're like, holy shit, this is cool. I'm going to buy it. And you just, you know, it's just like one of those things. So because we love Funkos around here, there's a reason why Sean moved up to Washington, as he did explain, to be closer to headquarters. Well, I was lucky enough not to have to be close to headquarters to find this little guy. But if you've been watching us long enough, you know I do love Deadpool. Sean loves Deadpool. And I found this little guy right here.
Oh, who's this? Oh, look at that. Okay.
So this is Deadpool in the mouth of a shark. And the reason why this little guy right here is also a value find, because this was one of, if you watch some of our past episodes, I went into a GameStop and I got a buy one get one free deal. Like they had this thing going on. So this was part of a buy one get one free. This one was the free one that I chose.
Okay.
So, but normally, like on the shelf, if I would have paid for this would have been around like $16 or whatever it was, the sticker value, but it was free. But when I got home, because I have the app, and if you like Funkos, I encourage you to get the app, because it's just fucking awesome. Let's just keep it simple. I scanned it, and this little fella is retail or goes for $62.
Holy crapola. My lord.
So if you're out and about and you come across, once again, I'll show it off because this thing's fucking cool. This is the Deadpool standing, body in the mouth of a shark. This is $62. So if you see this somewhere on a shelf, and you love Funkos like we do, pick this thing up, because it truly is a value find.
For sure. That's great, buddy. That's a great find. I guess I'll just show off my fun finds. Listen, I have two. I'm just going to show them, sorry, at the same time here. And mainly because I want to show them now because they're not really holiday themed or anything like that with having to do with the new year or like upcoming holidays. So I want to just get them out of the way now so that we're not waiting on them later in the year. So the two fun finds that I have for you, Joshua, are these two badass motherfuckers from Scott Pilgrim. We have Ramona Flowers, and then we have Scott Pilgrim himself here. And these ones are based off of the comic and the video game. But Scott Pilgrim is one of my favorite movies, and I'm so happy to have both of them in my hands. And this also does complete a collection. So
there you go.
There's that. There we go.
Yeah, whenever you complete a collection, it's always a huge plus. I'm becoming more and more of a fan of completing collections.
Yeah, samesies. But there you go. There's our fun finds for the week. Buddy, let's do a fortune. Let's do some lucky numbers, and then let's just land this plane nice and gracefully.
All right. This week, we are diving back into the Dirty Dozen. Because nice. I think the boozy was last week, and the boozy, was pretty good. I think it got a couple laughs. Like, they were either snoring or they were, I don't know what the noises they were making in the back of the classroom, but there was some noises going on back there.
There was some noises.
So here we go. Let's see what the Dirty Dozen has to offer this week on episode 60 for this. What are we at? November 19th? Yeah,
November 19th, baby.
Here we go. So your fortune goes: if you love somebody, set them free. Handcuffs are only for so long. Fuck.
What?
I saw handcuffs.
Go ahead and reread that one, buddy.
I saw handcuffs, and I was like, "Where the fuck is this going?" So I just started laughing. I'm sorry. I got to read that shit one more time.
Yeah, go ahead and reread it.
All right, let me try not to fuck this up. Me and handcuffs. I'm just gonna say, me and handcuffs have a history. That's why I kind of laughed a little bit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Here you go. If you love somebody, set them free. Handcuffs are only. Fuck, dude. Dude, I can't fucking read this shit. Every time I get the handcuffs, I'm fucking serious, dude. Handcuffs, maybe handcuffs are a trigger word for me or some shit. Because every time I get there, it just stops.
Listen, we stayed nice and sane in this late night pod all the way up until the very end. Like, this is why the late night pods get a little weird. Just saying.
Okay, for the third time, everybody, here you go. If you love somebody, set them free. Handcuffs are only fun for so long. I don't know.
Good job, buddy.
Good job. Have too much delivery of a history.
On point.
I got too much of a history with that shit, I think. That's why I just...
Yeah. A little bit.
too close on that one.
Too close. All right, let me give you guys your lucky numbers for the week. Feel free to use them for whatever nefarious reasons you would like. Your lucky numbers are 2, 6, 10, 13, 18, 29, 43. Once again, your lucky numbers for the week are 2, 6, 10, 13, 18, 29, and 43. Oh, buddy, it feels good to come to the end of the episode, especially on a day when I'm just fucking sick as shit. Also, grill me in the comments for being sick and drinking wine, because I like to point out that wine is God's nectar. That'll kill the microbes inside me and cure me from the inside out. Like
and real quick, what I want to know if people feel like tequila does better at curing or wine does. Quick poll.
Good point.
Tequila or wine?
Quick poll.
To kill a cold or whatever Sean's got.
Hey, TikTok, does tequila or wine kill the cold faster? Let us know in the comments. All right, buddy, you have anything left to say to the people? The few who've made it this far.
Yeah, geez, I know it's a long ways. It's a long flight. That's for sure.
Spit my shit. It is a long flight. It is a long flight. I mean, to be fair, an hour flight is not that long, but on this podcast, it's a long flight.
Well, I guess in ending this and landing this plane, I guess I could say, please take my advice. Don't grab ice with your wet hands. Your fingers will suffer many consequences, 5 to be exact. And as always, thank you. I love you guys. Keep up with the comments. We love the feedback, and any suggestions, we'll put it up on screen and we'll go with it. So once again, love all you guys. Thank you.
And with that being said, Joshua, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. We do really appreciate it. Like Joshua says, I had something to say. I completely forgot. There was something about feedback in there. Oh, that's right. I was going to say, a community starts with people like you, people who listen, people who make it all the way through these episodes. So we really do appreciate that. We really do appreciate that. I mean, that's not proper wording. Don't judge me. I grilled a fucking Trader Joe's bag earlier. Don't be mad at me, please.
Please do.
Anyways,
Hit
buddy,
us with some comments.
You, me, Sebastian, let's go listen to that piss water together and just have a jolly good time. We'll see you guys next week. Deuces.